Hi you guys, I'm going to show you how I made this patch for my track Platinum Highway, which will be coming out here in the coming month. We're June now, and it sounds like this. Alright, so we're going to initialize preset, and I went over to digital because the wavetables in digital are a lot more square wave PWM pulse width modulation sounding, and I went to prime, and then I took the LFO and I put it on coarse pitch. Yes, I put it on coarse pitch, and then I put coarse pitch to 22.78, and I changed it to -12 in the matrix, and then I put a filter on. I put the band reject filter, and I moved the resolution to 96%. For effects, I put on hyper, delay, compressor, and reverb. We'll come back to that. For envelope, I put the sustain all the way down, and then I put the envelope on the level at 100%, and then I put the envelope on reverb, and I put the envelope that's on reverb to -100%. Now on the filter, I held Control and Alt on Windows. Or Control, let's see, hold on, if I'm doing this right. Oh, it's bugging out. There it is. Sorry. Shift and Alt, not Control and Alt. I think Shift, Control, and Alt. No. Shift and Alt allows you to change where this line is specifically on this bar, and then when you hold Alt, it clips it to the intensity of 10%. So I went 100%, 90%, 80, 70, 50, 40, 30, and so on. And so now you have that sound. What I was trying to find was a Twinkle sound for this track that I'm working on, and I googled some ways of making this work. I didn't have any idea on how this would work initially. I knew that there was going to be steps involved, but I didn't know exactly how this was going to work. So I did a little bit of research on Reddit and Google before I actually attempted to make this for myself. And then I put it on envelope, and when you change the speed, the rate of the LFO, you get a lot of different variations of how the sound will play back. And then the envelope really helps to drive the point home, because now you just get a sound like this. You know what I mean? So bring the sustain down, it makes it sound a lot better. So then, I believe 96. Yes, this is all good. Oh, cut off. Cut off was at 76, 766 hertz. Excuse me. Sounds a lot more in tune, or the timbre is nicer at 766 hertz. I put the detune down, the mix, the detune, hyper. You use detune right here, right? It's hyper, but I don't use hyper too much. I use dimension a lot, so I put the dimension up. This is just what I did. You can explore, do whatever you like. Tends to make sounds a lot more original. And then mess around with the delay is fun. I'm bringing the high cut all the way up, but the attack and the release polar opposite on the compressor. Put the multiband on. If you want it to sound more soft, then you can just put the multiband on the compressor. It would have to be turned off, and it would help a lot better to make a softer sound. But if you want it to sound more tingy, you just turn the multiband on, more spectral, and then you mess around with the mix. To change the depth, how far or how close the sound plays back. So that's what I did for my effects. And then for my oscillator, it's really just using prime. Prime really helps. And then what makes the sound cooler, in my opinion, is putting this flip on the warp and changing the warp. Yeah. Changing the value of the warp. So yeah, that's how I made this sound. I like to save all of my sounds in specific folders that are the same name as the song itself. So I put this one in Platinum Highway because that's what this one's called. And I have just different, I called it Twinkle, but I have different variations of it. This is ascending. This is ascending while it's descending. But this is decay right here. This is descending. And then this is decaying timbre. It's like an original Twinkle sound that I kind of was putting together. It sounds like a trap pluck. That's not it. This is it. I called it Weathered Twinkle. I just like that. It's kind of an original take that I have on it. Okay, so this is that one's just like an easier change in how that ascends, how that LFO shape ascends. It's emphasizing. And yeah, so I like to go around and change. And every time I bounce the track or I record from MIDI to audio, then I save what the preset is set to. That way when I go back and I want to change what I heard in audio, I can change it in MIDI, and then I can save the preset again if there's any variations to the preset of the patch. But yeah, this is how I made this Twinkle sound for my new track. Well, today, what is it, March 27th or May 27th, for Platinum Highway. That's what the song's called. And I hope you found some interest and learned some things in this. And if you guys have any questions or anything, just hit the comments, like, subscribe, all that noise. Thank you very much for your time.